Students, this is Professor Dr. Zia Ahmed, and our lecture of the day is personality development. This is one of the important topics for BS and BS classes where communication skills are being taught to the people. There, this topic is very important, personality development. In today's video, we will be able to know what is personality development, why it is necessary, and what are the ways that may be adopted to have that, and if it is there, what is the benefit of personality development. These things we shall be talking in this screen recording. So first of all, let us enter into and see what is this personality development and how it happens, why it is important. For example, some of the points that I have noted are personality involves here everywhere. For example, wherever we go or whatever mission we try to perform, though we speak, though we write, but our personality, our appearance, our way of talking to the people, all these things become very much important. So if we have good personality, good results can be obtained in a very short time. But if the personality is not groomed, if the personality is not developed in any way, that results cannot be achieved so positively and so well in short time. We will have to work more and more. Same is the case with the characteristics of our personality, that if we have developed positive characteristics or we have removed the irritating elements from our personality and have increased those characteristics which are useful, helpful, and which are considered in such a way that people start taking us in a positive way, they will play a very big role for the sake of personality development. Same as the case with behavior. Our behaviors are really the things with which we are known to the people, whether we are an angry person or we are a short-tempered person or whatever we are. Our behaviors indicate the way we talk to the people, way we meet the people, or way we walk before the people, even sit before the people or look at the people, or we just seeing the people or staring at them. These are all the kind of behaviors we have. So for the sake of personality development, a good behavior is also required, and acceptable behavior is also required everywhere. Then is the body language. I mean, how do you walk before the people and how do you stand before the people? This is very important. And when you talk to the people, is your way of talking to the people rude and harsh, or your way of talking to the people is very polite? I mean, if you appear to be very polite person, or you appear person who means business, nothing else, that is going to be the body language is going to be very important. Speaking, definitely speaking skills are very important here. The way of speaking means actually speaking skill. We are having 4 skills in order to teach English language or to use English language very well. That is listening, speaking, and writing and reading skills. So it means that in order to communicate in the best possible way, speaking is really very much important. So one should learn how to speak and how to speak effectively by mastering the speaking skill. If it is there, definitely it goes to improve our personality. Then comes the style and the attitude, and that has we have already talked in the sense of behavior. Dressing code is very much important. Wherever you are going, you need to take care of the audience. That audience you will be meeting and you will be talking to them. Your dress should be matching with the kind of demands of the audience or that of the other things. So in this way, dress becomes very much important. But it may be said, yes, of course, we cannot have the rich possible dress or the very costly dresses. No, it's not necessary. The dress has to be neat and clean, and it should suit with the occasion. I mean, if you are a professor, your dress should be at least professor-like, and if you are a prime minister, your dress should be like that. So in that way, there should be some kind of pleasing attitude in case of our dressing as well. The kind of worldview as people have most of the time, seeing and perceiving the world, how do you look at that? Personality development needs that we should look at the world, the place which the other people also have to inhabit. The other people have to use the sources, and how we can have a very positive effect about that. These are the things definitely to be seen. Then mindset is again very much important. Mindset is generated because of number of other issues. We definitely go forward with respect to our family, with respect to the world, with respect to the people we live in, and then our mindset is created. Sometimes certain institutions, educational or other, are also responsible for that. State institutions are also responsible for creating a type of mindset of the people. But the mindset has to be like that, that this is the world in which I have to play one role. other people are playing other roles also. So effectively, if I play my role, my feedback or my return would be very good, and if my role is not good, definitely it could create a lot of problems. So these things should be there in order to create the personality or good personalities. So that these are some of the ways which are necessary in order to develop the personality. Again, there are certain other things which count very much important when we are shaping or trying to make our personality. So when we are on the way to groom our personality or develop our personality, these things should be taken care of. Some of the family backgrounds are responsible, like certain people adopt exact ways and means of talking, especially laughing or I mean sneezing, even coughing as per their family. They have certain genes in them of the family, and they would do the things in the same way. One needs to take care of these things, that we should behave in a normal way rather than adopting specific pinpointed or proper kind of attitudes. Then comes the various different type of cultures that we have which are surrounding us. These cultures are really very much important in which we live. Not only our culture is very much important, but the culture of the people which are around us, that is also really very significant. So in this regard, it's really a big issue which culture we are living in and how much influence we have taken from those cultures. These things will also impact our personality. We also need to see the situation in which we are mostly available. We are doing certain things in that situation. This needs to understand what the situation is and how we can deal with that situation. Environment is very much important, not only in the physical sense but also in the psychological sense. Physically speaking, whether we belong to the cold environment or the hot environment, our behaviors will be determined accordingly, and same would be the case with the mental and psychological importance. The overall impression is that if all these things involve and our personality is not pleasing, definitely it will not earn respect and appreciation. It will earn respect and appreciation only when our personality is very much pleasing. Then the role of personality development in the communication skills. Definitely it can be understood in the following points, that if our personality is groomed, our communication will be effective. You know, communication cannot take place until and unless there is a feedback. Feedback will come only when you are able to make the people understand. So when you are talking to the people in that sense, it will create a lot of good things for you. Your communication will be quite effective at that time, surely, when your personality is good. So to make communication good, your message will go very strongly to the people, and that message can be heard also, understood also, and it will come back as feedback also. For this purpose, in order to improve this communication skill, you need to make a constant practice at your own individual level or at your group level. You need to make a very good and constant type of practice, because of which it will be possible for you in order to develop your good practices and good skills of communication. And same is the case with the choice of words, that we need to have a good choice of words when we are uh, talking to the people. The words are really very much important, because the more the words or the proper choice of the words is taken, or we can say that one is able to create a kind of situation in which wording is very beautiful and very selective and very proper. The kind of language influences the people. So that is why proper communication needs proper words, and these proper words make our personality, and as a result we become more effective. Confidence of speaking is again very much important. If we are eating words, if we are trembling and shivering, and if we are unable to utter out proper words, at that time our confidence is lost. So in order to make a good speech, a confidence is required. So development of speaking confidently is also necessary. We should not try to cheat the people. I mean, we should not use sentences and words in such a way that the people may, understand that we are trying to hoodwink them. We are trying to cheat them by using puns on words, or by using those words which possibly cannot be, understood rightly. They become confusing. So if such a thing is done, definitely people will take our view that we are possibly trying to cheat them, trying to deceive them. They will not understand us, so we should not play with the words. Then our speeches and our things should match with our audience. We should have a good knowledge of the audience, even if we don't know them beforehand. we can just ask the people what could be the possible ages of the audience, what is the education level, or where they belong to, whether it will be a mixed gender, or it will be a female or male audience, or it will be a senior citizen, or what type of thing. So we may be adopting the behavior and the style of our personality in accordance with the audience. Then speaking skills, as I have already talked about, some of the speaking skills are very much necessary. Two things are very important in this regard. One is the knowledge of phonetics, if we are talking in English, and then it is the good pronunciation. These things definitely go to prove very good. If we have learned them, acquired them, our personality image will be quite better. People will listen to us in an effective way. They will listen with attention, and our message will be conveyed. So these are the things by adopting them, by changing them, by understanding them, we can develop our personality. And the development of personality actually means that communication will be effective, and when communication is effective, our image goes very well, our message goes very well, and as a result we will be able to get the feedback in a very proper way. So personality development, why it is necessary? Number one thing is that it gives confidence and improves communication skills. We have read in the last slide also that if we have a good confidence of speech, of standing, of talking to the people, and this can be achieved with practice. Everybody can lose the confidence, but if we do constant practice, we can achieve that. Same is the case with the improvement of communication skills. And communication skills have so many things in it. I mean, the students of communication skill know what 7 C's are necessary, and other things which are necessary in order to communicate effectively. If this happens, it is the part of the personality, it improves very much. So in order to make our personality or communication good, we need to develop our personality. And similarly, we need to develop a positive attitude in us. Development of personality means not to be confronting the people all the time. We need to take the people with us, and as a result, positive attitudes should be there. And then your action, your behavior, your wording should be based on facts, so that the people may believe on you. People may think that whatever this person is saying should be believed. And if people have the doubts about you, I mean, that they will never accept your message. So personality development is necessary with respect to that our personality should become believable or credible. Then in order to improve all these things or get all these targets, we need to gain more and more knowledge. I mean, we should understand how the particular people of the world have been so much successful, what was in their personality. We'll be trying to adopt the things from them. We'll be trying to understand and gain more and more knowledge about that. And then is the health matter. We should try to maintain as good health as possible. Definitely, the diseases which come to us naturally cannot be stopped, but there is a treatment available, there is a kind of doctor available, and other things that if we are not having the healthy body, definitely the mind could be also unhealthy. And in the same way, the other problems may arise, and because of all that, the trouble may be there. Yes, there is a dressing code also, as I already talked about, but we must be dressing not only according to the occasion, but also it should look that we are interested in ourselves, we are interested in living, we are interested in our profession. In order to adopt all that, we need to have a dress, smart dress. Speaking style should be developed in a very positive way. It should give us all the good things of the style. That style it should not be showy style, it should not be gaudy style, it should be natural style. But that naturalness should be refined naturalness, according to the profession, according to the meeting, according to the people and audience which are sitting before you. These things should be taken care of, and in order to do that, we need to do all these things, and this is the part of the personality development. What happens if personality is developed? Number one thing is that organization leads to success if the personality is developed. Because if the leader's personality, for example, is fully developed, it will inspire the subordinates also. And those people will try to develop as their personality in the same way as that of the leader. So the impact of one personality development will be everywhere. When personality is fully developed, communication will be okay, understanding will be okay, positive attitude will be okay, and as a result, more and more understanding will develop, profit will come more, organization will become successful, targets will be achieved if the personality development is done. If the company puts more emphasis on the personality of the people, I mean, there should be some dressing code, and there should be way of talking and the language they use, that is grooming of the individuals. As a result, if one individual has a good, well-developed personality, that it will influence the other individual as well. And because of that, grooming of the individuals will take place. In the same way, we cannot leave the some group of the people who are fully developed personalities and leave the other people who are not fully developed personalities. That will create sectioning. We need to take the all employees in unison. I mean, they should be equal. So in this way, the people who have naturally good, very good personalities, those people should be given the chance that they should try to train the other people as well. This training will definitely increase the personality development of the other people also. So everyone will become equal and the organization will be able to progress as good as possible. Same is the case with the enhances one's personality. Definitely, when personality development takes place, our personality becomes effective, more effective, and we become more professionally mature. We become more effective person, and so in that way, personality development results into number of benefits of the establishment of the offices, departments, but also the improvement, but also the targets are achieved very easily. So success of the organization depends on the developed personalities. In the development of the personality, role of language is very much important. As I already said that we should learn certain skills of speaking, but the skills should not be in such a way that we may be trying to imitate the Western people or the English people or American people. We may be naturally doing those things. So pronunciation may be learned, some phonetic things may be learned, and the exercises of these things may be done. We can also try to learn the accent from the people and intonation, which is very much important in the tone of language also. All these things combined together will become the role of language and personality. So as far as possible, we will be trying to learn the accent, exercising it and trying to learn intonation, which mostly people even don't know what is it, and the tone and style of speech also. So these things, if are done, definitely language will be polished. And polishing of the language means polishing of the personality, and as a result, as a whole, a success can be achieved if the language style and speech is very good. In this regard, pronunciation definitely is a very, very big matter for the people who live outside the English countries or outside the American countries. We cannot reach to the 100% level, but the best possible level, maybe 70-80% level of the good language may be spoken. We have some tools, and one of these tools is the phonetic chart, from where the sounds can be captured and we can exercise them and enhance our style of speech as well. Same is the case with the pronunciations, and where the accent is required, where the stress is required, where it's not required. All these things combine together in order to create the best possible style of speech. But it should come naturally, because if we become artificial in our style, the success would be doubtful. So it has to be natural. So in that way, what I would say, that if somebody has the chance to meet the speakers, native speakers in English in England, or the native speakers in America, it will be quite better to learn all these things naturally. But even if you don't have a chance, you can use many other sources which the language teacher tells, that will help our grooming of the language and the speech style, and so personality will be developed. So these things are necessary. Let me show you one chart, which is a phonetic chart, and just I will give you one example. For example, if we take the sounds, first two sounds or three sounds, four sounds, they are almost the sounds of similar nature, but the symbol is different and the sound is different. For example, dot I with colon, that is the peat, neat, these type of sound. E, I mean the sound is there, and the same I, which is a capital I, gives the sound of I, pit, shit, kit, etc. And then if you find the letter, the sound written in that way, it gives the sound of pet, sound, and pat is then going to be a sound. Then part, again the different type of sound. So if we practice these sounds with the help of the sound symbols, we may be possibly better able to pronounce ourselves. So as for example, look at the third line, the fourth last word, and the the third last word, the thin and then. When we pronounce this word thin, we cannot say din. In the same way, we pronounce the word then, we cannot say thin, because the sound symbols are different. If you look at the tha sound is there, it has a different symbol. Then the sound is there, it has a different symbol. So if we take these sounds into account or try to understand them, definitely we can have that. Very easy example is the in the third line, last two words, sa sound, za sound. Like sin, sin, it cannot be zin. So sa sound gives the sa sound, and then if we need to give somewhere the za sound, just say dogs ke end pe aisa hai, to we give them the za sound. So it could not be dogs, it could be dogs only. So therefore, Zen, za sound, sa sound. So if we try to learn this phonetic chart, definitely certain improvements can come. Some of the confusing words are there. For example, they are spoken verbs also. The similar word is also spoken as noun, but the stress is different. For example, verb, record, record, record. I mean, it's a ka sound where the stress is there. But in case of noun, record, record, here the stress is on ra sound. It's same as the case with, if you can take the word, for example, here it is present and then present. So see, where the verb needs the stress on za sound, present, present. And in case of noun, present, 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 present. I mean, pa, ra, and e sound is stress sound, sa is not. Same could be the case with number of other words which are confusing. So we should learn where the stress is at the time when we are using it as a verb, and where the stress is that time when we are using it as a noun or adjective. So these things may be learned in order to increase our style. So these are some of the things which are very much necessary in order to improve the level of our speech, the personality. That is the intonation. For example, intonation means that the sound should start from, you know, powerful sounds and going down into the, I mean, high tone to low tone, or sometimes from low tone to high tone. These are the things to be learned by the people if we want to make our personality very good. So intonation may be learned, and then accent and all these things, pronunciation may be learned. Stress may be learned if these things, small things are possible. For example, just to this picture teach you a lot of things. In that way, your speaking skill will be improved, and speaking skill improvement is the part of development of personality. So in this way, we will be able to have as good personality as possible, which will be called as developed personality. So a developed personality, as it is necessary for the success of the organization, so it's very much necessary for all the people who want to have a good role in the organization. They need to develop their personality as a necessary part of the communication skills. So people, we have worked on these things, and if you want to repeat it, I shall be sending notes also. These notes will help you more and more for the sake of personality development. Thank you very much for watching, and my viewers, besides my students, thank you too, and hopefully meeting you in the next some video. I would say that if you have understood something, please do not fail to subscribe button, and to tell the other people also that this is something useful for the students. So it's not only for the students who are directly in contact with me, but for all the people who want to have something about their personality development. So thank you very much again, and that's it from me for this day. Hopefully seeing you in some next